credit score distribution average between 4% and 7% utilization. They don't report zero. They report a small, managed, deliberate balance. There's a name for the strategy these high scorers use. It's called AZEO, all zero except one. If you have 5 credit cards, you pay 4 of them down to $0 before the statement closes. On the 5th card, you leave a tiny balance, typically 1% of the limit, or $10 to $30. This combination tells the algorithm, yes, I am actively using credit. Yes, I am keeping it almost invisibly low. The result is the highest possible score in the amounts owed category. Now here's the objection that always comes up. If I leave a balance, won't I pay interest on it? This is where the terminology trips people up. Reporting a balance is not the same as carrying a balance. Walk through the timeline again. Your statement closes on the 30th, showing a $20 balance. That $20 gets reported to the bureaus. Your due date is 25 days later. As long as you pay that $20 before the due date, you pay zero interest. The $20 is just a snapshot, a data point that disappears the moment you pay it. You get the credit score boost of showing active responsible use. You pay none of the interest a person carrying actual debt would pay. You are threading the needle between the reporting date and the due date. Both dates work for you. Now we get to the part where this video earns its keep. 5 steps. Execute this, and you take control of your score. Step 1. Find your statement closing date. Banks bury this on purpose. Open your credit card app right now. The biggest number on the screen is your due date. The next biggest is the minimum payment. The closing date is almost always hidden 2 or 3 taps deep because the bank has no commercial reason to show it. They want you to focus on paying the bill, not on optimizing what gets reported. To find it, go to the Statements tab. Open last month's statement as a PDF. Look for a line that says Billing cycle ends, Statement closing date, or Next closing date. Add it to your calendar as a recurring monthly event. If your card closes on the 15th, set the reminder for the 12th. That 3-day buffer matters. Bank transfers can take 1 to 2 business days to post. Step 2. On reminder day, log in and check your current balance. That's the number that will be reported if you don't act. Step 3. Pay your balance down to roughly 1% of your limit, not 0. A small, deliberate amount. If your card limit is $5,000, leave around $50 on it. If your limit is $10,000, leave $100. Anywhere from 1% to 5% works. The important thing is that the statement does not close at $0. This means a manual transfer. Do not rely on autopay set to pay statement balance. That pays after the snapshot has already been taken. It's designed to keep you from being late, not to optimize your reporting. You initiate the payment yourself 3 days before the snapshot. Step 4. Let the statement close. Within a few days, the bank sends your statement to the credit bureaus. The reported balance is the small number you engineered. Your utilization on that card now reads 1%. The algorithm recalculates. Your score holds or jumps. Step 5. Pay off the small remaining balance by the actual due date. The statement is generated showing a balance of, say, $50. You have about 20 days until the due date. Sometime in that window, pay it off. 0 interest. Score boost banked. The first few times you do this, manually verify that final payment. Don't get so clever with optimization that you accidentally miss the due date and trade a temporary score boost for a 7-year late payment scar. That's a catastrophic trade. One note on consistency. You don't need to run this protocol on every card every month. It's high maintenance. If you're applying for a mortgage, an auto loan, a refinance, or any major line of credit in the next 60 to 90 days, run it. The rest of the year, just keep your overall utilization naturally under 10% and let autopay handle it. The point is that you have a lever you can pull on demand exactly when you need maximum score for a specific financial event. There is one way to abuse this strategy that can get your accounts shut down. We need to talk about it before you walk away with the wrong idea. It's called credit cycling. Some viewers will jump to a conclusion. If I can pay before the statement closes, why don't I pay multiple times per month? I can spend $3,000 on a $1,000 limit card by paying it down every week. To you, that sounds clever. To the bank's risk department, it looks like fraud. If your card has a $1,000 limit, that's the exposure the bank is comfortable with. By cycling through it 3 times in a single month, you're forcing them to underwrite 3 times the volume they agreed to. Their internal systems flag this as either money laundering or what the industry calls bust-out fraud, where someone runs a card hard, pays it down, runs it again, then disappears with a final maxed balance the bank can't collect. The bank's response is not gratitude for your high spending. It's a financial review. They might freeze your account, demand tax returns, or close the card entirely with no warning. The fix is simple. If you're consistently hitting your credit limit and need to keep paying it down just to use the card, you don't need a payment hack. You need a higher limit. Call your issuer. Tell them you pay in full every month and you need more room. Most banks will increase your limit on request, often by 25% to 50%, sometimes more, with no hard inquiry. A higher limit makes utilization management dramatically easier. If your limit goes from $5,000 to $20,000, spending $2,000 a month is only 10% utilization without you having to do anything clever at all. 3 objections will show up in the comments. Let's handle them now. Objection 1. What about FICO 10T? Doesn't trended data make this obsolete? Fair question. FICO 10T is a newer scoring model that looks at 24 months of balance history, not just the snapshot. In theory, if you historically run up large balances and only pay them down right before the closing date, FICO 10T can see that pattern. In practice, adoption is slow. Mortgage lenders, auto lenders, and most credit card issuers in 2026 are still using FICO 8. The snapshot strategy still works for the credit decisions that matter most. Objection 2. Should I close my old credit cards to simplify my finances? No. This is one of the worst things you can do for your utilization. Your utilization is calculated as total balance divided by total available credit. Close a card with a $10,000 limit and a 0 balance, and you've removed $10,000 from the denominator. Same debt. Smaller limit. Instantly higher utilization percentage. Keep old cards open, put a small recurring subscription on each one, Netflix, Spotify, anything. And set it to autopay. Those old cards are ballast. They keep your utilization low without you having to think about it. Objection 3. My bank app doesn't show the closing date anywhere. Call them. Every issuer is required to disclose your statement closing date. Some apps now show it under account details or statement schedule. If yours doesn't, a 2-minute phone call gets you the answer. Let's recap. First, stop treating the due date as the only date that matters. Find your statement closing date for every card. Second, calculate your utilization. Under 30% for good scores, under 10% for excellent, around 1% on a single card for maximum optimization. Third, 3 days before each statement closes, manually pay your balance down to roughly 1% of the limit, not 0. Fourth, let the statement close. The bank reports the small balance. Your score holds or jumps. Fifth, pay off the remaining small balance by the actual due date. 0 interest. Score boost banked. This is a 2-step payment process. It decouples your spending from your credit report. The bank no longer dictates what gets reported about you. You do. The banking system runs on rules. Most people only ever learn the rules about fees and interest. The rules the bank is required to disclose. The rules about reporting and timing are just as powerful, and almost nobody teaches them because almost nobody benefits from you knowing. Now you do. By taking control of the snapshot, you stop being a passive subject of the algorithm and start being its manager. The data the bureaus see about you is yours to shape. Try this for 1 month. Pick one card, find the closing date, pay it down 3 days early, then watch your score. When you see the jump, come back and leave a comment with how many points you gained. It helps everyone else watching this video know the protocol works. If this video taught you something your bank never bothered to mention, hit subscribe. We expose a different financial system every week. I'll see you in the next one.